So in today's episode, what I want to do is continue to work on the farm, and I actually want to start off by building a barn. I think I want to use the area here across from where we have the rest of the animals as sort of a little barn here where we can actually store something. We'll build an outdoor pasture here as well that will, I think, be filled with chickens. Because I think this area here is definitely a good place to have a little bit of livestock. Definitely not enough room for cows or pigs, but I think this little area here could be nice for chickens. By the way, I did continue to expand the farm, the wheat field here, and I've just been continuing to harvest everything just a little bit. And yeah, it is growing in. It's gonna take a while to completely fill though. In between episodes, I also created this little horse carriage here. This is just storing some wheat, some logs, I guess, here. And then it has a couple of barrels as well, full of, I don't know, fertilizer maybe. And speaking of things I also did in between episodes, I also built up this fence here. And so it's looking a little bit better now, a little more immersive, I would say. And I expanded the gate as well, so you do have to walk through this gate in order to get into this little farmland area. But we'll figure out the details here in a bit. The first thing I want to do though is just gather up some more materials. So to build this barn, I think what I'm gonna need is some spruce wood, which means I'm gonna have to go exploring a little bit here. And because I don't want to lose my fastest horse, I'm gonna use one of the other ones that I've tamed. Now, this guy should be pretty quick as well. Yeah, he's a 9.5 meter per second, not too bad. And I see what could possibly be a dark oak forest in the distance, which means that we should be getting into the colder climates. And it looks like to continue, I'm gonna have to cross an entire ocean, so I'll probably just leave my horse here. And I probably should have thought about bringing a bed as well, because it's already getting dark. Now there are some sheep in the distance here, but they're kind of surrounded by monsters right now. I also have a creeper chasing after me. But if I'm quick enough, I should be able to get all the wool that I need. I think that was everything. Oh, let's keep going. Here we go. And now I'll just bring that with me. And here's our first dark oak logs of the world. Nice. These will be used very frequently, I assure you. And we got 8 saplings, so hopefully that's enough to bring back home. Wouldn't mind getting some red mushrooms and brown mushrooms as well. Oh, and I forgot about these here as well. These are wildflowers. Nice. Yeah, these will be really good for decoration. Unfortunately, the direction that I'm heading looks to be more savanna, but I am seeing something up there that caught my eye. That might be a villager house. Oh, and these new bushes here as well. These are going to be very valuable. I don't know if we can bone meal those. We'll have to experiment. Oh, that is absolutely a villager house. Nice. So this should be a village. This is a nice looking little town. It is kind of spread out a lot though. And half of it's up on this hill. And it looks like they were growing melons here as well, which is pretty nice. I don't think we had melon seeds before. Oh, hey, something I didn't realize is that bundles are actually in the game now. Like, actually in the game, so that's pretty cool. I think we can dye them here as well. Let's see. Yeah, nice. So I think, yeah, you just right-click items, or, oh, you just left-click. And that will begin to suck items into there. Nice. That'll be definitely very useful as we sort of explore here. So we don't have a full inventory. Nice. So I'm gonna take their bell, and I think I'll probably just take all of their extra stores of wheat. They're not gonna be needing it, right? Well, probably not. Alright, I heard a cat around here, so I went to the river and gathered some salmon. Hopefully I can find it again. I think it was around here. Yep, there it is. I'm gonna try to tame it. Yeah, cats are always kind of tricky to tame in this game. Here, kitty, 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 kitty. There you go. Nice. Yep, and it only took one salmon. Alright, so now that it's nighttime again, I was kind of just loitering around here because I wanted to actually save some of these villagers. And we'll use some of our dark oak planks. There's nobody in that one. Yeah, I'm just going to block up some of the doors so that they can't escape. Oh, and I always forget that cats will sleep on the bed with you and occasionally bring you gifts, so that's kind of cool. So here we go. I think I'm going to head back home now. By the way, I am actually recording this after the Minecraft live that just happened. And I kind of just wanted to give my thoughts on the recent announcements of like what's going to be coming up. So it looks like the Nautilus actually got announced. I think that's going to be pretty cool. I like seeing like more mounts, and especially one that can be ridden underwater and gives you water breathing. I think that's really good. And then there was the other things as well, like the spears. I think that's a huge addition to the game. I think that's going to be really, really nice. And it's pretty cool how it's actually based on the speed and momentum rather than just being another generic reach weapon or something. So yeah, I really like that. I'm interested to see how people use that in the future. I'll probably end up crafting a spear here in this world. They are tiered as well, so it has like iron, gold, diamond variants, all of that. So yeah, I think that's going to be pretty cool. I think that seeing the zombie horse again, or I guess finally in survival, that's so cool. It's going to be really nice. I'm curious to see if we'll be able to tame them though, because obviously we can tame the skeleton horses that are out right now. So yeah, I wonder if we can tame the zombie horse as well. Yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on everything. I was a little bit disappointed to see that it wasn't an end update, but I honestly don't think that Mojang are gonna update the end probably ever, to be honest. But yeah, one can hope for an end update. I keep seeing like snow in the distance, so I'm heading in that direction. Maybe there's some spruce over in this direction. I'm not entirely sure. Let me know your thoughts on the recent announcement. Are you guys excited? Is there any particular feature that you guys are looking forward to? Let me know in the comments below. And while you're down there, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It helps the channel out a ton and lets me know that you guys are interested in these videos. If you want to go one step further, why not consider becoming a channel member? It's the best way to support me directly, and you get access to all of these videos early. Wow, these mountains are so much further in the distance than I thought they were. But I'm seeing what might be spruce trees. That might just be more, yeah, that, oh, that's interesting. That is a pale oak biome. I believe that's the newest biome that's actually been added. Yeah, the one downside about using distant horizons is that everything feels like it's in a obtainable distance, but then you try to walk over there and it takes you like an entire day. But we're almost at this pale oak biome. I am curious to see what's over there. All right, and we've reached the outskirts of this biome. I did sleep, and that's just because I know what lies here, and I know that it's going to be extremely dangerous for us, especially since we're still only wearing 2 pieces of leather armor. But I mostly just want to grab a few items here. Mostly, though, I just want a sapling from this. And I don't quite remember if the pale oak saplings require 4 like the dark oak saplings. They probably do, so I'll just make sure to grab a few of these. Wow, the view from up here is crazy. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, that's I think that's a cherry grove too. Huh, nice. All right, and that should be enough saplings for now. So I think I'm gonna get a move on from this biome, and I think I'm gonna head back to the, I think that's southeast. I think I'm heading in this direction. I think that right there might be a spruce biome. So I'm just gonna have to cross all of this dark oak and the birch, and hopefully we end up in a spruce biome there. Okay, I think that might be the biggest cherry biome that I've ever seen, actually. It doesn't look that big, but usually they generated like such a small little area, so yeah, that's very cool looking. It's still very far away, and I think I've even gotten off of the beaten path here a little bit. All right, I've made it to the base of the mountain. And I just need to climb up just a little bit here, and we will find our spruce trees finally. This was definitely a bit of a journey getting all the way out here, but yeah, it's definitely worth the view. I think our home is over there somewhere. Yeah, we've traveled a very long distance. Okay, and I don't think I've seen the cold pigs before. Oh my gosh. They have so much fur. You guys are so fuzzy. Oh, that's cool. Oh, and the cold cow. It kind of looks like the other cow as well. But I am finding so many cool places that we could build in the future. Oh, look at this area. Yeah, I could see a kingdom right there. Wow. Oh, with the swamp across the way. That's so cool. Oh, and I think that's a mangrove swamp. Wow, this area right here was just like all new biomes pretty much. And I know this is probably very basic of me to say, but I think the cherry grove is probably my favorite biome. It's just so atmospheric. Especially with these like little pink petals on the ground. Yeah, this area is so cool. And I am just now realizing that I actually did already get a cherry sapling from a wandering trader. But it'll be nice to have a few extras. But I'm heading back home now, so I think I'll see you guys there. And it feels pretty good to be back home now, so I think what I'm going to do now is just get some of our saplings planted down. And I'm going to farm up these trees just a little bit here. So something that I want to do in this series, so that I don't get bored of eating this same thing every single day, I want to spin a wheel to see what food that we're gonna have to eat in that episode. So I found this wheel that contains all of the food in Minecraft, so I'm gonna go ahead and spin this and see what we get. Hopefully it's nothing bad, and it looks like... oh, chicken, okay. Chicken is gonna be a pretty easy one considering we actually already have a chicken farm set up. So I'll put my baked potatoes away. And it looks like we only have one raw chicken on us right now. And I think this will actually lead into what I wanted to do today pretty well anyway. I was actually looking to make a chicken coop farm here, so yeah, I think I'll actually do that and then we'll be able to eat some food. Alright, well, I was fighting off some pillagers, and I guess my bed was obscured. I did set my spawn back at home, so I'm wondering why exactly I ended up back here, so... yeah, that's fun. I guess I'm gonna have to walk all the way back. In the middle of the night, surrounded by monsters. Oh, this will be a journey. I definitely need to get some better armor going pretty soon. However, I don't really want to build up some iron armor or anything like that quite yet. And that's because I kind of want to earn iron armor first by making some sort of smeltery. Or at the very least a mine that goes down underground and has sort of a decorative entrance to it. But as of right now, the chicken coop barn here is mostly completed. I was actually getting some oak logs here to finish off the floor in this place. So the next step of what I want to do in here is I actually want to automatically basically produce chickens. So I think what I'll do here in the corner is I'll have some chickens set up on top of a hopper, and the hopper will point into a dispenser. The dispenser will have some observers facing each other, to actually automatically output. And all of the chickens will end up in one place and eventually entity cram, and then we can get some more chickens from that. I think that'll be a pretty good source of food for now. I currently have 0 chicken left. These guys are still growing, so it'll be a little bit of a struggle here for a bit. Oh, and that was kind of lucky. Hold on. One of the eggs that I threw was, I think, a triplet one, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, these ones out here are mostly for decoration. However, I have been culling them a little bit every once in a while to eat. And another thing that I want to do is actually move this chicken coop inside of the pen here. So I'll probably just tear this down and just move it inside. I don't know if I want to make it automatic or not, especially since we're going to be making an automatic one inside. But it might be nice to have one that's just here to collect eggs, and then one here that's for chickens. I think I'll do that, actually. And it looks like a couple chickens ended up... Oh, 3 chickens ended up behind the fence. I think I'm honestly just going to let them roam free. Unless they want to stay here, but... Yeah, those guys can go. And then I'll just get the fence back down here. Go on. Here we go. Wait, this was oak fence here. So there's about 6 chickens inside of the thing here. Obviously, we need to wait for them to grow up. But each chicken can lay an egg about every 5 to 10 minutes. We have 6 chickens in there, so probably about an average of 1 egg per minute. So we should be seeing about 20 eggs per day, which is not too bad. So to make a dispenser, I am going to need to make an iron pickaxe because I need to go and find some redstone. So I'm going to scout around a little bit here and look for a decent place where I can actually start building an actual mine. I think in these lower lands over here could be pretty nice, although it is pretty close to the ocean. So if this were a little bit more realistic, we would risk flooding if we were too close to water. So, I mean, this area here could be pretty good. Let's see if this leads anywhere. It's a little cave. Oh, and I see a cave down over here. That could be pretty cool. The entrance is pretty low down here though, so it would risk flooding, but I think it's in a pretty decent position actually. Looks like one part goes down that way and one part goes through here. Alright, this could work. Yeah, this it has plenty of open space because we would want to actually build sort of a mining operation base here. So I think we could do that right inside the cave entrance. And this other branch, I think this might actually lead basically right to the other one. I think it was like right up here. But yeah, anyway, this one doesn't lead too far down, so this could be a good place for storage or even just continuing down. And this part here could be pretty good for a base of operations. Found my first little bits of redstone here finally. We got all the way down into deep slate, but here we go. We've also found a pretty decent cave down here as well. It's pretty full of iron. We got some lapis here, and I even see some diamonds in the distance, but this area down here is a ravine and it looks a little bit dangerous. But we should be able to get these ones maybe. That's a decent cluster of them. Hey, the first diamonds of the world. Not too bad. Now I'm probably gonna wait to use these until I have like an actual blacksmith building set up. I'll probably end up waiting to build a blacksmith shop just to make things feel a little more immersive. But I'm out of torches now, so I think I'm just gonna collect some of the nearby iron, and then I'll head back up to the above ground area thing, the overworld. And I'm getting the sense that there might be a zombie spawner down this way. Because I'm hearing a lot of zombies coming from this direction. Let's go see. Yep, that's a spawner room for sure. Let's see if we can read these chests. Okay, not too bad. Grab that coal. That way I can actually light this place up. We got our first name tag here, which, by the way, if you haven't already, please leave a suggestion for some names for animals. We have 2 dogs, a few horses, and a cat now. So if you have any suggestions, leave those in the comments below. I'll take a look and figure out which ones are, you know, appropriate for our world here. But yeah, this would be a pretty good area to build a spawn room. We do have one that's a bit closer to the house, but it might be too close to the house. So this one could be a pretty good one. It's pretty close to our stairway down, so it wouldn't be too bad to get over here. But in any case, I've spent too much time underground now. I think it's time to head back up. Unfortunately, it looks like our home was not loaded in at all because this is the amount of eggs that I left in here, so... Yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate, but that's how it goes sometimes. We do have a decent stock of them now, but probably not enough to get started on the farm quite yet. And to make a dispenser, I'm gonna need to craft a bow first. Oh, look at that. Oh, leads are actually literally just string. Okay, that's good to know. Here we go, a dispenser. I'm just now remembering that in order to make observers, you actually need to go to the nether to get nether quartz. But I think we can still make something work here, so I'm gonna get a setup going anyway. So I'll place down a chest here. We'll go with a hopper on top. I think I'll place a dispenser here, and that will dispense chickens, or eggs, out into this hopper here. And then we'll just simply have a hopper here pointing into the dispenser, and we'll have our chickens up here hatching and laying eggs. And we'll probably want this one completely full of chickens, but at least for now, we'll just go ahead and get as many as we can. Looks like we got about 4 of them, not too bad. And because right now we have no way of actually automatically dispensing the eggs, we're just gonna place a button down, and I think I want to go... I think this should work. If I place a block down and then some redstone dust on top, that should still give that the signal. If we place our button right here, for example. Alright, I think it's time for a harvest on our wheat field. It has completely grown, so hopefully we can get some extra seeds here and maybe finally complete this field. We'll see. The total wheat from that just one harvest was 9 stacks, almost 10 stacks, which is pretty crazy. And that was only 2 of these fields complete. We also have filled in that last one there, so yeah, this is a pretty big field. Oh, and I almost forgot this part up here as well. This is a newer part that I still need to kind of work on expanding. I started working on this, and then I realized I probably want to build a barn there, so I kind of stopped to kind of see where that would go. We also have a ton of extra seeds here that we can actually use to breed up our chickens as well, so that it doesn't take as long to get all of our eggs. Happy day 50, by the way, everybody. We're still working on the chicken farm here. It's been going pretty slowly, but we're starting to make a little bit of progress. Alright, so it's been a few in-game days now, and I think this build is done. Just a warning, it does get pretty loud in here, because there's 2 stacks of chickens, so I think there's about 48 chickens in this little area right here. So they're going to be working pretty hard getting us some eggs here, as well as some raw chicken. I've kind of decorated this as a chicken coop here, as you can kind of see, like, these would be like little stalls where the chickens would be. Obviously there are no chickens there right now. But yeah, I would say that that is a mostly completed chicken coop, and now we have plenty of chicken to enjoy. Now, something that I've been meaning to do since the first episode is to actually get some armor for our dogs. I think that was actually the entire point of me kidding these dogs, and then I just kind of completely forgot. So we should be able to go do that. And it looks like I have exactly enough to build 2 sets of wolf armor, so that's pretty lucky. And I think we just right-click this onto the dog. Here we go. As well as there. Nice. And actually, I want to use some shears on these to get the armor back. Here we go. And that's because these are actually dyeable, so I actually want to set these up. I think I want one of my dogs to have a yellow collar and one of them to have a magenta collar. Here we go. So then we'll dye one with yellow armor and one with magenta armor. And we'll give the one with the magenta collar the magenta armor, and the one with the yellow collar the yellow armor. Nice. Oh, that looks so cool. Now, with this armor, these guys are actually way tougher than I am, so I might actually keep them around. They look hungry for my chicken. I'm sorry, I don't have much chicken right now. I'll get you guys some chicken here soon. Oh yeah, and I might have also accidentally opened up the chicken coop that's on the outside here. So all of our chickens are everywhere, but that's alright. This one should be pretty decent at getting us eggs anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. And another small thing that I want to do just to keep things cleaned up in my world is I actually want to go and grab that horse that I left behind over at the stony beach. So I'm going to go do that. I also got some extra leads, so what I might do is grab some more horses as well. Alright dogs, go get the zombie. Get the zombie. Oh, ow. Kill. Yeah, there we go, nice. It took them a minute to get started in combat, but they took down that zombie pretty quickly. Hello horse, don't worry, I didn't forget about you. I came back eventually. Alright, so I have the horses here that I tamed before that were not that great. I'm pretty sure they were very slow. So I'll grab these guys anyway. We need some for decoration as well, just to have around the farm and around the other places as well. Here we go. So for now, we'll just put these guys in here next to the rest of the animals. And eventually we'll be making farms for each of these guys. And we'll probably even make a horse ranch as well. And I also completely forgot about this other herd of horses that are basically right next to my base as well. So I should probably check these guys out and see how good they are. Alright, this one's actually pretty fast. It's an 11.5 and a 3-meter jump. I think that's just as fast as my main horse, but it just has a little bit of a worse jump distance. So this one's pretty good. This one is an 8 meter per second, but I do really like its pattern. Oh, this one's an 11.8. I think that's the fastest that I've found so far. It only has a 2.9 meter jump though, but I think that's alright. This is definitely a good candidate for breeding at least. Oh, another zombie villager. I might be able to save this one this time. I'm currently just running around lighting things up anyway. Might get that one. Don't kill the zombie villager though. Okay, let's see if we can get it in the boat. Nice. Oh, didn't want the second guy. I do have a bow though, so I can just shoot him out of there. Oh, and I forgot that hurts. Oh no, don't. Oh man. Yeah, that's one downside about the dogs, is they don't know when to not kill things. And one more horse over here. It's, ooh, an 11.7. Not too bad, actually. So now I just want to expand the road and make it move over towards where our mine is. And as I go, I want to make sure that everything stays decorated. I also want to make sure that we're not ruining any of the farmlands. I think I want to keep expanding the farmlands out this way just a little bit. So I think I'm going to move the path along the road here. So I'm going to figure out exactly where I want it, and then we'll come back. Alright, and I think that looks pretty good for a path that kind of goes through and around this farm. Over on the left side, you can see where it kind of tees off. That's going to head towards the fishing village. The other path that leads right leads over to where the mine is. And originally, you can kind of see that little shorter path towards the center right here. I was going to build the path there, but I think this area goes down a little bit too far. So I'm thinking I'm probably going to flatten it out as well. So the actual height of this area will probably be around here-ish. And then this will be where the entrance to the cave is. We'll have to kind of man-make this cave. But then, yeah, it'll lead down this way. And we'll have like some storage chests and smelters and stuff that way. And then I guess it'll loop back down and into the mine this way. I think that could work out pretty good. Alright, and here's the reveal of our brand new mine. Obviously it isn't completely finished yet, as I still need to flatten out this entire area out here. However, in terms of the mine itself, it is pretty much done. I've gone pretty simple on the design on the interior here. We just have some chunks of, I guess this would be copper, or I guess it is copper, but we have piles of copper here on the side that would just be ready to be shipped off or ready to be put inside of the smelters that are here on this side. So we have 3 furnaces set up over here. I have some cobbled deep slate scattered around. I guess that would just kind of look like, it's meant to look like there's maybe some smoke or leftover coal that has like sort of dyed almost the cobblestone surrounding the furnaces here. That's why it's a little bit darker here. We have a bed and a crafting table set up over here in the corner. This is mostly for me to use, although I have tried to use it a few times, and every time I've used it, monsters have been nearby, though I haven't been able to find the monsters themselves. So I'm not entirely sure what's going on with that, but anyway. So here we go down further into the cave. This is the sort of the natural cave that was already here. And then we can turn around, and this is where the mine continues downwards, and basically from here is just natural cave as well. As I go, I think I'm going to continue to replace some of the dirt in the walls. I feel like it doesn't really fit the theme down here, but I kind of just wanted to get this done. I've also been waiting on stone to smelt, which is surprisingly takes a very long time, especially if you have nothing to cook it with. On the outside, I actually decided to go with moss here, and I think it just helped to sort of bring out the look of it's almost a natural cave, so I wanted it to feel fairly natural. Though if you look at it in comparison to the area around it, it does seem a little unnatural. However, as we continue to work in this area, I think I will actually be implementing more moss as well. And I don't think that I talked much about the path itself. It is fairly simple as of right now, and that's just because I want to be able to continue to work and expand it in the future. Now, I'm actually debating turning this area, this sort of lowlands area here in the center, into almost a mini city, or like a mini town even, with probably like 3 or 4 buildings at most. I think the main building that I want to add here is actually like a blacksmith's building or something like that. That way we can actually process and work with the ores that we get from the mine. And I think it would be kind of fitting to make it into a horseshoe shop, as I feel like in an area like this with a lot of farms that are going to be nearby. I know we only have one field right now, but there will be tons of fields and everything nearby here. So I think it's just fitting to have I guess it would be a horseshoe shop mixed with a wagon shop, somewhere that like nails could be produced as well. I think that would work pretty well here. And then maybe a few houses here and there for the townspeople who actually would live and work in this mini town city thing here. But I am getting ahead of myself because that's a thing for future me to actually discover. In the meantime though, I think I'm going to leave things there for today. Thank you all so much for watching this brand new series here on the channel. I'll catch you next time. Peace.